We've talked a lot about the impact that working from home has had on people's lives, but one group really impacted is Gen Z. From remote classes to remote jobs, it's definitely been a bizarre introduction into the real world. And while most of them didn't seem to mind, it could impact their personal and financial lives. Here to talk about that, psychologist and executive coach, Dr. Lisa Orbe-Austin. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Natalie.
So what are some of the drawbacks, as we just discussed, to not being in the office? So many of us older are used to that, but what experience is Gen Z missing out on?
Yeah, well, you don't have an opportunity to get to know your coworkers on a casual level, which can be really important to building relationships with them and also influence. It's often talked about the meeting before the meeting, and that's often the places where you garner influence that have nothing to do with work. And so it really takes away those opportunities and also doesn't give you opportunities to get to know leaders in casual ways. We often don't, in lower levels of opportunity, have a chance to meet with senior leaders, and you might do that in much more casual environments in the actual workplace.
Yeah, and it's not just the professional side. There is a personal one too. You make friendships, you have relationships when it comes to in the office. It's formed by interacting with each other. What are they missing?
Yeah. 20% of people who are married met in the workplace. And I think the numbers of people who have dated is somewhere between 50 and 60 in the workplace. So it really does take away the dating piece of it, oddly enough, but also to the relationships and friendships. And one of the things that has been said a lot about Gen Z is about the amount of loneliness they're feeling in remote environments. And it also helps stave away that loneliness.
Yeah, and builds a routine as well. Staying at home seems to be working for some people, but maybe not others. There's also long-term effects too, like really establishing yourself professionally, as you said, in the physical building or the network. There's also consequences that we've talked about before with you that seem to be a little deeper, like imposter syndrome. Can you remind people what that is?
Sure. Imposter syndrome is the experience when you have skills, credentials, expertise, yet you haven't internalized that. And as a result of that, you feel like you're going to be exposed as a fraud. And so as a result of that experience of fearing fraudulence, you either overwork or self-sabotage to manage that.
So what can employers be doing to make sure that their new onboards, their younger employees are actually engaging with each other while still being remote right now?
I think they can create social opportunities for them that are outside of work. Because of the remote work environment, people are so focused on execution and we're only meeting if we're working. But I think they have to create opportunities for people to meet for other reasons, create opportunities to have retreats, all hands retreats that have a lot more of getting to know you, social factors connected to them. I think also really helping them understand that there is a career ladder for them, feeling a sense of connection, because oftentimes in remote work, you don't feel a connection to the workplace or your future there. So really helping them to understand that they do have a future there and helping them to see that very concretely.
Certainly so many people going through this, such solid advice. Dr. Lisa Orbe-Austin, thank you so much. If you guys want to get more from Dr. Lisa, make sure you're following her on social media at Dr. Orbe-Austin, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, see you next week.